There's a story of a teacher who tells her class, I want you to write your names on a balloon and throw the balloon in the hallway. So the kids write their balloon names down, throw them in the hallway, close the door. Teacher goes out in the hallway, mixes them all up, makes it difficult. Comes on back in, says, okay, class, you have 60 seconds to find your balloon. Go. Kids burst through the door. It's pandemonium out there, utter chaos. Only a few of them are able to find their balloon before the 60-second timer is up. She calls them back in, sets them down. Says, okay, round 2. I'll give you another try. This time, when you go in the hallway, I want you to find any balloon, pick it up, read the name, and give it to that person. So the kids burst out there, pick up the balloon, and they give it to the person whose name is on it. Next thing you know, every single one of them has their balloon. They come on back in. They beat the 60-second timer. It was nothing. They sit down. Teacher says to them, okay, class, that balloon is like your happiness. If you spend all of your energy and efforts trying to find your own, it's going to be difficult. But if you spend that time and energy worrying about other people's happiness and filling their cups, you're going to end up with your own balloon. I absolutely love this story. And it's not because I used to be a teacher. I get it's a teacher parallel. But anytime you have a story, anytime there's something that makes you self-reflect, take stock of how you treat other people, I love it. I absolutely love it. And one of the things I always try to do for others is be kind, be genuine, be sincere, try to fill other people's cups up. And truly, it's something that I'll always continue to try to do because ultimately, I know what's going to fill mine. I hope that you take this story as a challenge. Find your way to invest into others that ultimately will fill up your own cup, but not doing so with that being the end goal. The only goal is to bless the other person. Let's go. All right, let's do it. Donuts Talk Sports Episode 2, baby. Today we're going to be talking about two different things. Number one, we're going to talk about some DFS projections and how I think the best way to view them is. And the last thing we're going to talk about today is a sports betting scenario circled around events that I think will twist and tie in both DFS and sports betting worlds. I think it would be glorious. I'm going to tell you my idea. Hopefully someone smart and with a lot of money and time has the ability to take this idea and turn it into something. I think there's a path here to victory. If you're listening on YouTube right now and watching on YouTube, please hit that notification button, hit that subscribe button. Daily streams at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And if you're on iTunes, Spotify, and the other dozen or so podcast platforms, whatever the platform is, whatever the 5-star rating, 4-star rating, a thumb up, a heart, please hit that, drop a comment. Those are very helpful things for us. Now, here we go. Projections, and why are they important, but why are they not as important as you think? All right, so projections in DFS mostly come from some type of model. The company, let's say teamriseorfall, my company, has their projection model for whatever sport. We run a bunch of simulations, and the projection that we give out is the median score. It's a median projection. So if someone's projection is 50, that is the median projection. If you are looking for something different, you're looking for likely something called a range of outcomes. A lot of people like to use weighted models and range of outcomes and simulation models when they're building for tournament lineups. Now, if you're looking at a lineup, and I have this question asked often in our company Discord, people ask, Mitch, I'm trying to build an optimal lineup for tonight, but I can't get my score above a 250. But I know it takes a 275 to cash and double ups. Now, here's the issue with that. Each and every night, your projected score is going to vary greatly based on whatever your company's models are saying the median projections are. And the projected score, the projected total, is totally irrelevant when you're trying to foresee, will this be something that hits in double ups or tournaments that night? There's way too much that goes into that. A lot of it has to do with how well did the higher owned players do in that tournament, in that contest. That will move the cash line up greatly. And if the chalk busts, it's going to be a lot lower. But that is irrelevant to what your projections or what your projected optimal lineup is. Let me give you a scenario. If you had 100 players in a model and you run an optimal lineup out, and the optimal score is 200 points. Cool. Your optimal projected score for that lineup is 200 points. A lot of people look at that and they start frowning. They're upset. I need 280. I need 270. I'm looking for a 300-point score. But here's the deal. If that company took every single player's projection and multiplied it by 2, and then you recrunched your optimal lineup to make an optimal build, guess what? The same 9 players would be used again. And that 200-point projection for that lineup is now a 400-point projection. The projection matters to some extent. The projected total does not. If all 9 players had their projection halved, that means we take 50% off. So that projected lineup was going to score 200, and then we take all 100 players in your player pool and we halve their projections. Your optimal lineup is going to use the same 9 players again, except your projected outcome will be 100 points now because we just halved it. So no matter what you do to the projections, if all the players are going to be changing, all equal amounts, the projected total will shift with it, which means we could literally add 1,000 points to each person's projection every single night, and you'll have the same optimal next to the person who doesn't do that. You'll have the same 150 crunched lineups. You'll have the same optimal, same chances to win. If you all have the same settings and same parameters, same player pool. The projections matter, but it's what you do with the projections that matter more. It's the construction of the lineup that matters the most. If you have certain settings that lead you to end up building a certain type of MLB stack versus the other person next to you who has his own settings or her own settings that result in a certain type of lineup construction, you're going to have drastically different results even though you're both using the same projection source. And that's another reason why I do not mind using the same projections as 1,500 people in our company Discord. I'm totally okay sharing the projections that I am using with everyone else because we are all doing something different. We all have our own process when it comes to DFS. And if you're playing daily fantasy sports and you have been building off of projections and using the median projection only, and you're upset with your results, I challenge you to take a peek at something like a simulation model. I think that gives you a little bit more control over your lineup construction heading into the slate. It's not going to change your outcome anymore than had you not used it, but you can change what your actual optimal lineup can be going into the night. Let's say you're using a simulation model. teamriseorfall has one, and you run one out, and you're looking for players who have the highest probability of hitting 7x their value tonight. And maybe those players, you take the top 3 or 4, you lock them in, they're your core for the night. There are many different ways to use simulation models to differentiate from the crowd. And as someone jumped in our chat the other day on our 12:30 p.m. daily stream and mentioned, one of the best ways to differentiate yourself with others is to use a little bit of randomness factor in your crunching. And I love that idea. If you're not somebody who can wrap their mind around being able to use a simulation model or to tweak a player pool or some projections slightly so that they differ from the field, or if you're not comfortable doing price point pivots off of the chalky plays, one very easy way to just set yourself up for a night of, embracing the volatility and variance is slap a little randomness on your crunches. When you're building your lineups, embrace the randomness factor, and you'll be better off. Now, in the first episode, I talked a lot about how this show is simply going to be evergreen space for me. And I don't want it to be something where I'm generating income for my sports betting company or I'm generating income for my DFS company. But with multiple things going on in my life, most of what I do have to generate revenue to some extent. Otherwise, I should have invested that time into the companies during work hours. So I reached out to a couple friends of mine in the industry, and one of them reached back and said, we love this idea. We love what you're doing. We want to be a part of it. So Monkey Knife Fight graciously stepped up and sponsored today's episode. They will be doing more in the future. You can see it at the bottom of the screen right here. Sponsor, Monkey Knife Fight, promo code DONUTS. That's right. And if you're on YouTube, down below in the description section, there's a link for you. Go ahead and grab that link, use promo code DONUTS, and I will actually give you a free month of Sparry if you use that promo code and that promo link specifically. I will give you a free month of Sparry just for doing that. So while you might have to deposit $10, $20, go play some doll hairs, you're going to get free membership to Sparry, and of course, dive into Discord and join the community, which is, I think, the greatest value of all. So thank you very much, Monkey Knife Fight, for generously sponsoring today's show, and I hope that my members are able to, and my followers and listeners are able to give you a high five, give me a high five, and use the promo code down below, description section, and we can continue forth with this being just something fun for me and something that hopefully you enjoy listening to. Now, I'm so excited about this. This is my sports betting event, okay? I want you to get into the sports betting mode. Listen. So, March Madness, super fun. It's amazing. It's the best. The Masters, a blast. Who didn't like betting on this stuff? But what's next, right? There needs to be something that, for people like me who are huge DFS fans, we want something that, for sports betting, gives us an event. We love contests, right? It's not just betting a few dollars into something, a doll hairs. You don't want to just throw some money on the money line here or parlaying these guys, these picks or whatever. That's fun. But, some of us, we like the competition aspect. We like the mano-a-mano. We like going against 100 people in a 100-person league, all right? So the DFS aspect is super fun. The sports betting aspect is super fun. How do we bring them together? So I had this idea. You enter a contest on the sports betting app. You get a certain amount of dollars for the night. All right, 7 o'clock lock, MLB. And you get $100. It's fake money, monopoly money, whatever you want to call it. All right, and you, 99 other people in this contest, and there's a GPP type prize pool. All right, top 18, 22% people get paid out. Some type of layered prize pool. First place gets 25% and layered down to the 22nd percentile. And the other 78 people just don't get paid. They didn't make the cash line. So what happens is those $100 that you have, you can invest, you can play any single way you want for the entirety of the night, all right? So, yeah, you got to be around, but that's the fun part of it. So it's you versus those 99 people. Who can be the best sports bettor for this night in this contest? And maybe I throw, a $35 parlay on 3 different teams to start the night. I lose it. Okay, I'm down to $65. I've gone down in the standings. I'm in 78th place. By the end of the night, I've only got $13 left. It's like 11:30 p.m. Eastern, and I just throw a Hail Mary, right? I do some type of live betting parlay, and it hits, and all of a sudden I've made $150. And then I do $150 on someone's money line late at night, and I finish with $300. Okay, and I was live betting throughout the entire night to finish with that $300. And then it's my 300. Was that first place? Did I finish in the top 22% of the field? Okay, if I did, whatever spot I finished in the standings is how much money I win. I don't win $300. That was monopoly money to just give me some type of standings results. And the fact that you can live bet during the games while the games are going on, before the games. You can put your bets on before the games. Whenever the contest opens up, it's open for people to start putting, pre-game bets in, live bets during the games, and it goes until all the games are over. I think the strategy behind something like this would be phenomenal. It'd be so exciting. You're down late. You're never really out of it, though, because of some of those whole, Hail Mary live bets you can make. I think that would just be a lot of fun. And if there's anybody really smart out there that wants to discuss this, please reach out to me in Discord, Twitter, at DFSnDonuts. I would love to talk about it. I love stuff like this, innovative ideas, and any type of way where you can have competition with someone else would be really neat. That's it for today's show. I did want to say, again, Monkey Knife Fight, promo donuts, description section down below. Go ahead, grab that. Also, challenge yourself. Remember the story at the beginning of the show? Go re-listen to it if you have to. Go find your balloon. Go find your happiness by caring about other people, investing into other people, doing good in the world, being genuine, and being kind. Take care, my friends.